Happy Aquarius season to my fellow Aquariuses. Definitely expect the unexpected during Aquarius season. Welcome back to my channel. This is the Indigo Jo channel and I am an intuitive tarot reader. If you guys saw my last video, I apologize. It is Mercury in retrograde right now and I'm having I had been having a lot of technical difficulties. The adapter for my microphone actually was broken in my last video, so I had to adjust the volume and the background noise myself, and I did a terrible job. Just heads up for any future circumstances, which hopefully will not happen anymore. Today I'm going to be reading for you guys, answering what do they wish they could say to me. So this is or to you. This is going to be a reading about a specific person. So whoever you have in your mind, you can go ahead and choose one of the three piles I have in front of me. It goes from left to right, starting with citrine, then it's demorchierite and jade. And I'm going to show you a close-up of these three piles so you can get a better energy reading of it and choose which one's right for you. Once you have intuitively selected your pile, go ahead and click on the timestamp that I put in the description below for the reading. Hi pile 1, this is for those of you who chose the citrine crystal card pile. Let's get into your reading of what does this person want to say to you, or what do they wish they could say to you, actually. Alright, so you guys chose the citrine crystal, and with citrine, as many people probably know, it's known as the abundance stone. So it's usually a stone that people use to bring abundance of anything to them, money, fertility, whatever it is that you're hoping to bring to you. But it's also a stone about joy, humor, happiness. I don't know if you can see in this card, but there's like a little face, and it kind of reminds me of like the laughing Buddha, like just that like very joyous, happy, like grateful kind of energy. And the fact that we have this in the card that you guys chose, I feel like this person wants to go back to a lighthearted energy with you. Like, I don't know if you guys have had history together, but it kind of seems like they just want things to be happy again. They want to laugh with you. They want to crack jokes with you. They want things to be fun again. And they want to be adventurous with you and experience these, passionate, fun, lighthearted moments with you. But on the other end of that, it could also be that this person doesn't necessarily want to get too involved or want to be too serious right now. They just kind of want to relax and have fun and live in the moment is what I'm sensing. And then getting into the cards here, we have Three of Wands starting off. So I feel like this is someone who has not approached you in a while or has been kind of stalled. It seems like they're just like in thinking mode. Like they're thinking and they're waiting. They're thinking possibly that you may approach them, or maybe that's something they're used to. Like maybe you have approached them in the past, or they just have a lot of people that usually approach them. This isn't someone who is in like the energy of taking charge right now. I think they're just kind of consumed with their thoughts at the moment, and they're just kind of waiting and seeing what happens. That's clarified by sometimes I just don't know what I really want. So I feel like they yeah, they've been kind of stuck in this indecisive energy, kind of like, should I stay? Should I go? Are they coming to me? Like, they can't really read your mind either. And I think they're kind of searching for clues or any hints that you might be giving them about what to do or what's going on. And I think they're just really confused overall. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel like this is someone who may be a like player or has been in the past, someone that's used to having a lot of suitors or people approaching them, and they can just kind of pick and choose like who they want to connect with. And maybe they've been used to just having lighthearted connections in the past, like nothing too serious, nothing too committed. And they do have a lot of passion for you. I think something about you really sparks their passion up. Like, we have a lot of wands in this spread, like 3 of Wands and Knight of Wands, and Wands is all about like that passionate energy, that physical connection, that sexual energy as well. And this is clarified by, I do want you to take care of me the way I know only you would. So, you know, this could have different meanings to it. Like, I feel like they know that you guys have like a really special chemistry and connection, and only you can really satisfy in them in that way that like no one else really can. So they want to approach you like that. Like, Knight of Wands is someone who really wants to take action, but they know if they approach you with that energy, they'll most likely be rejected, or that's the energy that they're thinking. Like, if they approach you, if they come forward to you, you will reject them if they're in this like player kind of energy. So instead of approaching you, they're just waiting for you to come to them. That way they can, you know, play the innocent card, like, oh, they approached me, I didn't do anything wrong, you know, sort of thing. So watch out for that. But we also have the Strength card here, and it kind of seems like there are some obstacles in this relationship. Like, they know that this relationship is going to take a lot of patience, it's going to take a lot of strength to overcome the obstacles. I think they're thinking that you are kind of like their opposite. Like, you know, when they're in this kind of angry lion mode, you're kind of the calm, like, caretaker, and vice versa. So you guys are, you know, often at odds with each other, and maybe you guys have had some situations in the past, like some arguments or some fights, and they really didn't know how to like reconcile your differences. And that's something that they think is an obstacle for you guys, and they don't really know how to overcome it, or if it can be overcome. But they do kind of feel like you guys kind of complete each other in that way, where it's like you're the yin to their yang, or vice versa. And that's clarified by, I wish I knew how to make things work with us better. So yeah, it just kind of comes down to like, you guys probably have different love languages, and the way you communicate is different, the way you guys operate is different. And, you know, that makes for a very good like chemistry, you know. It's kind of like opposites attract, like it makes for like a powerful magnetism. But sometimes it's hard to turn that into a real stable relationship if you guys are going to be at odds with each other all the time. And I think this is something they know, and they wish they could kind of communicate that with you, and they wish they knew how to make things better. We have 6 of Pentacles. So it seems like they do want to work on things with you, like they want to give to you, but it seems like their way of giving is different than what you expect or what you're used to, or even the way that you give to them. So the way that they give to you is so different than what you're expecting, that maybe it seems like they're not giving you anything at all, when really they are trying and they want to try. It's just like you guys don't have that same love language. So when they do try, you don't see it, and then when you try to give to them, it's like they don't really see it either. So there's just this big like miscommunication, and obstacle with miscommunication as well. But they do want to try, and they do want to give to you, and maybe that's how they communicate love, is by gifts or by providing for you in some way. That's clarified by, I literally can't tell you all I'm wanting to, I've tried. So yeah, it's like that idea of miscommunication, where it's like they've been trying to give you hints, or kind of lead you to know how they're feeling, but maybe they just don't want to be as vulnerable and upfront. So the way that they say that they like you or they have feelings is by giving you things or giving you attention or, I don't know, liking your posts on social media or something like that, where it's like very subtle, but it's like that's the way that they can communicate because they're probably not as open in that way, or they like to communicate through like finances or things like that. And it's like they want to be more open, they just don't know how. And then we have Queen of Wands. So I feel like they kind of see you in this way where it's like you're like their ultimate fantasy. You're like the person that they think is the most attractive, the person they have the most passion for, the most connection with, the heaviest connection with. And because of that, it's like they run away scared because they're afraid to face their fears. Like, I don't know, it's almost like with other people, they don't have to look at themselves, but with you, it's like they see you and it kind of scares them, like the emotions that come from it. So it's just like the situation with you is a lot different than with other people, other girls or guys. It just seems a lot harder for them to communicate with you and to be open with you. And then we have mirror work. It's time for me to look in the mirror and face myself. So yeah, it's just like, I think they see you, sorry, I don't know what that was, malfunction. It's like they see you and they recognize that there is this really deep connection, really intense connection, and it makes them recognize that they need to do some work on themselves before this can really come to light, because, you know, they're coming through as a Knight of Wands, but you're the Queen of Wands. So it's almost like you're on a whole nother level. You're in, you know, playing a whole other ball game, and, you know, they see that and it makes them feel like, oh shoot, like I'm not good enough yet. Like I have to do all this work on myself. And, you know, that could be why they're stalling so much and why they're in this like indecisive energy. And then lastly, we have, if you reject me, I won't be able to come back from that. So yeah, that's basically a summary of this whole reading. It's like, that is their greatest fear, is they're not good enough, you're going to reject them. So instead of moving forward with you, instead of coming towards you, they're just kind of going to stall and wait, because there's something that they need to heal within themselves. And, you know, no one can do that for them. That's something that they need to work on by themselves. But I think what they want to be able to offer you is something like fun, something lighthearted, and like a really good like physical connection with you. Okay, that's all I have for you, Pile 1. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you in a future reading. Thank you. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. This is for those of you who picked Demorturite crystal card pile. And let's get into your reading and see what your specific person wishes they could tell you. All right. Getting into your cards here, you guys picked Demorturite, and yeah, what I'm getting just by looking at the stone, it seems like your person is in a haze right now. Like maybe they're smoking a lot, or they're drinking, or they're trying to distract themselves with a substance, and I think they're just really in a clouded state of mind right now. Things are looking pretty hazy for them, and what they really need is clarity. And I think what's happening is like maybe you guys aren't talking to each other, or you're in no contact, and they don't really know how you feel about them. So they're kind of having to like grab at little hints and clues about what's going on with you. I do feel like this person has been looking at your social media, or has been like asking about you, if you guys have mutual friends. They just really want to know what's happening. And since they're not getting any hints, really, what they conclude is that this is kind of over, I think. I think they conclude that you're not interested in them. What I know about the stone de Mortuaire is it's all about organization, decluttering, writing down your goals, your dreams, journaling about what you want. So I feel like maybe this person thinks that you've kind of done that with your life, like you've manifested a lot, you kind of decluttered your life in a way that kicked them to the curb almost, where like you realize that they weren't giving to you in the way that they should, and I think they kind of feel a little shut out by you. And our first tarot, we have Queen of Pentacles. So this is how they're viewing you, as like someone who is financially on the up and up. Like you are very abundant, you're either wealthy or you are very financially stable and independent on your own. And you know, maybe they feel like they can't measure up to that. That's clarified by, I've looked at your pictures and couldn't resist myself from playing. So, you know, that has a little sexual meaning to it. But other than that, though, this is basically just kind of reiterating that they have been kind of spying on you and seeing what you've been up to. And what they've seen is that you seem really stable right now. Like you seem really grounded, and you're kind of doing your own thing, and you're not really paying attention to them, and that's giving them a little bit, like, that's, you know, kind of attracting them, you know, but it's also making them worry a little bit about, like, what is happening. We have 10 of Swords, so yeah, there's definitely, they think there was an ending here, or there was an ending, and it was not a good one. Like, they feel really hurt. They feel like maybe they weren't good enough to provide for you equally. Like if this is a man that you're asking about, they feel like they weren't like man enough to be on your level in that way, like financially, and that kind of bruised their ego a lot. And they're just kind of like moping at this time. I mean, I don't want to say they're moping. I do really feel like if you have the 10 of Swords, like this person is in pain. So I feel like they're kind of grieving over what just happened. Heart chakra, my heart is in deep need of love and compassion. So yeah, this person really needs some love. They need some self-care. That's what they need. They really need to take care of themselves. I don't think they've been doing that. I feel like this person has been like drinking or has some kind of bad habit when it comes to like substance abuse or something, and they're just kind of letting themselves bleed out, kind of like in the 10 of Swords card. They're just kind of letting themselves like deteriorate on the floor, and what they need to do is get organized and declutter and get help if that's what they need to do. But you know, you can't really, you know, no one can do that for someone. Someone has to decide that they want to do that for themselves. And I think what they do need is some compassion from people right now. So maybe that's why, you know, if you haven't heard from this person, that's kind of what's going on. Maybe this is kind of their way of saying like I'm hurting, and that is kind of like, I don't want to say it's an excuse for their actions if they've done something wrong, but that it's kind of like an explanation for what's been going on with them right now. And then we have 9 of Pentacles. So I feel like they're trying to build up their wealth right now. They're trying to be financially independent themselves so that they don't need to feel the way that they do, so that they can feel better about themselves. And that's ultimately the place that they want to be in. And they want to be independent of whatever substance that they have been on right now. That's clarified by, I'm trying to shift my world with gratitude. So I think they really are trying to get out of this like darker space that they're in, and they kind of see you as like inspiration for them because they feel like you are doing your thing. Even if it hurts them, it's also kind of inspiring to them as well. And we have Ace of Wands. So I think ultimately they want to have a new beginning with you, and I think they have a lot of like desire for you. They're passionate about you, and they wish they could get to that space, but right now they're not in that space. This is clarified by, I know you love me, but sometimes I don't love myself. So yeah, this is just coming down to like what's happening with them. There's a lot of toxic, lower, heavy energies coming through here for them. So I think if they're not speaking to you, that's what's going on with them. They're kind of getting out of this toxic mental space right now. We have Knight of Pentacles, and I feel like, okay, so the Knight of Pentacles, it's kind of facing outward, so it seems like maybe they're taking a step away from you right now, and it's like they're taking the long way around. Like, I do feel like this person will be back, but right now they're not making any moves. They're kind of in place. Knight of Pentacles, even though it looks like he's going somewhere and he's on a horse, Knight of Pentacles usually is someone who is like stalled, like not moving, because the horse is not moving at all, and there's this like pond that they have to get through. So yeah, it's going to take some time for them to come back to you. I think they really need to do some deep work, some deep healing on themselves and their heart chakra as well. It says, should I bother to come back? Are you still open to me? So yeah, that is what they want to say to you. It's like they see you as being comfortable, happy, abundant. Like, why would you need them? That's kind of their way of thinking right now. And they don't even know if they should bother to come back because they feel like you would just reject them anyway. And then lastly, we have pay attention to your dreams. There are messages for us. So I think, yeah, write down your dreams. If you have any dreams of this person, try to decipher what it means, because I feel like you have some clues there about what this person, is feeling about you or what they're about to do. So that's all I have for you, Pile 2. I hope it helped. If it did, please leave me a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you in a future reading. Thanks. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. This is for those of you who chose the Jade Crystal card pile. Let's get into reading about what does your person wish that they could tell you. All right, so let's get into your crystal. You guys picked the Jade card, and immediately, just by looking at the card, I get a sense that there's some charming that wants to go on in this connection. I feel like this person wants to kind of charm you in a way that's like unexpected. They want to approach you in a very subtle kind of way, like not, I don't want to say like in a manipulative way, but more like in a I don't know, just like an indirect kind of approach, because jade is the stone of like hidden treasures, of like the underdog, underestimation. So I feel like they want you to kind of like underestimate them in a way, and then they're gonna kind of slide in your DMs or like sneak in or something like that. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting from the card. Also, jade is, a heart chakra stone, so I feel like this person is kind of going through a heart opening and a heart transformation, but before they reach that point of being fully healed, they're gonna need some time to be sly and a little distant, because maybe that's just like a part of how they approach relationships right now. But getting into your cards, you have the Lovers starting off, and from this card, we have a snake in this card. So yeah, I feel like this person is kind of pretending they're like looking away, like pretending like they're not looking at you or they're not interested in you. But not only are they like this person over here, they're also the snake in the tree that's like behind the woman. So it's like you think they're not interested, but really they're like watching your every move. And you know, it's like you think they're the one that has the choice to make. You think they're the one that has options, but really you're the one that has options. Like, you have all of these apples in this tree here, and their tree is burned down to the ground. So it's like, maybe they want you to think that they're the ones who are calling the shots in this relationship, or like they have other options, or maybe they even do have other options that they're entertaining slightly. But the truth is, like, no one compares to you when it comes to like who they actually are interested in. Like, they're actually the most interested in you, but they're kind of putting on a show is what I'm getting. And then we have, I need to take my time with you, slow down. So, yeah, I think this is like their approach. Like, they have to do things in a slow and subtle way, or else if things get too serious, they get scared and they run away, and that's just who they are. Like, they have to think that they're in control of the relationship or the situation, or they're just going to run away because I don't know, they just can't really bear not being in control of the situation. So if things feel like, you know, they're not taking off or like nothing's happening, that's why, because they have to go at like a glacial pace. Like, even in this Lovers card, there's this like mountain in ice in the background. It just makes me think of like the iceberg in Titanic, like the glacier, basically. Like, that is the pace that this person moves when it comes to commitment. And then we have Five of Cups here. So maybe there was some sort of ending between you guys, but there's something this person definitely regrets. Maybe like the way they've treated you in the past, or it seems like this person acknowledges that there was a loss here. Like, they acknowledge that they might have hurt your feelings, or that there was some kind of pain involved in the situation, and they definitely acknowledge that they were the one that messed things up. And I think at some point they even like cried about it or got emotional about it. So they actually do care more than you think, and they have a lot of big regrets when it comes to this. And then it says, I like when you play hard to get, I love a challenge. So I think it's like, you know, there's some toxicity still within this person, and I think like when they realized that you were moving on without them, then they were like, oh, I need to like get them interested again. So, you know, there's some toxic qualities that this person has where it's like when you leave, they want to chase you again, sort of thing. And it's like this kind of cycle of being sad and happy and sad and happy and up and down. And I don't think they realize how toxic that is, but they just know that like when you're not there, they want you there. And then we have the Magician card. So I feel like you standing in your power and really just, you know, owning yourself and your own energy and bringing the things that you want into your life, they see you doing that, and that, you know, like I said, that brings them back to you. It's like that makes you even more attractive to them, and they know that you're a lot different than other people because you will leave them. Like, you have more options than them, and as much as they want to try and manipulate you and try and make it look like it's not like that, that is the truth of the situation. And to clarify that, we have, I'm overcoming my anxiety and fears of commitment. So yeah, it's like, you know, this person has a way to go when it comes to their fear of commitment, but they want to overcome it because I feel like you are the one, because the Magician card is the one, I feel like you're the one person that they would get over their fear for, but it is going to take some time for them to get out of this like toxic cycle that they're in. And then we have Two of Pentacles here. So yeah, like this is kind of putting them at a standstill. It's like, should I stay or should I go? Like they're balancing out the two options that they have. But I feel like in addition, it's like this person sees you as like the other side of the same coin with them. Like you two are like two sides of the same coin. Like you are very similar in different ways, and you kind of balance each other out. And there's also this infinity symbol here, so it's almost like you guys have this like soul tie, soul connection that really can't be broken. It's just going to keep going on and on forever. So, you know, this is something that definitely will be revisited between you guys, and that's clarified by star seeds. We've lived within the stars, so it's, to me, this is kind of like past life connection, where it's like you have a connection so strong, it's almost like you've done this before in another lifetime, and you're just going to keep doing this again in another lifetime. Like, that's how strong this like soul tie and this bond is with this person. And then Page of Swords. I feel like this person has been kind of spying on you on social media. They've just been kind of researching, doing their options, seeing if you're single, seeing if you're happy, but they are keeping their distance at this time. Like, they're kind of doing their own thing, trying to sort out their own life right now, keeping their distance. They're gonna kind of slyly move in, but I think it's gonna be over a matter of like months, I'm sensing, or, you know, it could be weeks as well, but I don't feel like this person is like the type of person that's going to rush in right now. Like, I think, you know, slow and steady approach is the only way to win their heart, and I feel like they want to be the one to approach you. So my advice would just be to move on for right now, because if you do that, they're definitely going to come and approach you. You know, it's kind of like, for them, it's like a game, it's like a dance. You know, you move forward, you step back, that kind of thing. Like, I don't think this is someone who is ready for like a full-on like stable commitment. And they say, please don't be upset about this connection, I'm sorry. So yeah, like, they know their missteps, they know that they haven't behaved appropriately in this connection, and they are sorry for that, but, you know, this is something they wish they could say, so I guess they haven't really said that, you know. Lastly, I've looked at your social media, but I don't want you to know. So, like I said, they're not making the moves, but they're definitely looking at you. So that's all I have for you, Pile 3. If you liked it, please leave me a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you in a future reading. Thanks.